Emma tota sabelani, Emma tota sabelani, Emma tota mandani. Ay, Olengus, City Lengus. Emma tota sabelani.
The Men Championing Change program is a social and behavior change initiative targeting men and boys with a goal to address the social and structural drivers of HIV, tuberculosis, and sexually transmitted diseases. Key focus areas also include engaging men and boys through advocacy and social mobilization campaigns to prevent and confront the scourge of rape culture and gender-based violence in South Africa. This initiative is linked to the Department of Social Development's key role in the implementation of Goal 4 and the National Strategic Plan on HIV, AIDS, and STIs, and the goals envisioned in the National Development Plan.
As loud as you can, please say, I believe in me. I believe in me. I believe in me.
Today we are in KwaZulu-Natal to launch the Boys Assembly for KwaZulu-Natal, which will be followed by the districts. So we are continuing our journey. This is province number 7. We have 2 more left, 2 provinces left in the journey of mobilizing boys, institutionalizing a responsive boys movement.
Yes, some girls versus the boys. Nirate. Oh, perfect. Okay, tell I'm a volunteer out there.
Our boys are also suffering, and we need to do something about it as a country.
Kamera musimpiwe sibonga wasiyaya ngijabule kakhulu ukuthi ngibelana because kunezinto eziningi engisengifundile bengazazi. Ngifundile okuningi kakhulu ngokuthi amantombazana kumele siwahlukumeze ngokucansi futhi kumele sikwazi ukuthi sifundise nezinye izingane ezincane.
Singabantu abangabafana kumele thina sivikele amantombazane because amantombazane wona awanawo amandla enough ukuthi angayivikela wona. Singathi uma sibona amantombazane sibone ama-sex slave yabona. Singathi uma sibona amantombazane sibona abantu esingabanyukubeza ngokucansi noma singenza human trafficking ngabo. Uma sibona abantu besifazane nabo bangabantu ukuthi nje kumele sibavikele thina singabantu besilisa. Okay, okwesibili futhi ngathola ukuthi ama-drugs ayasdisturba thina singabantu sike sikutshela ukuthi mhlawumbe ama-drugs wona asolve ama-problem esibhekene nawo kanti no, it's just not like that. Yabona ama-drugs wona eda ama-problem ekuthini.
Hongola, as a rural town, has the highest prevalence of drugs in relation to the national average. That's the first thing. The second thing is that there is a high prevalence of boys who don't have fathers.
Lalelani ngitshele bafana bami. Uma ngisathukiwe mina ANC, ngisathukiwe uPresident Ramaphosa. Ngisasekhona ka social development. Akekho untandani, akekho umntwana ohluphekile ongeke afinyelele amaphupho wabo.
We organize the dialogue, which is something that we do everywhere we go. We also visit the taverns. We also try and get a sense of what actually is happening in that community. And we did the same thing yesterday. The day before, we asked the team of social workers that come to visit the taverns to just get a sense, to be integrated in the community so that we can get a true reflection of what the community. And one of the things was drugs are freely sold.
So here our society is really, we are grooming criminals, and I'm worried that now government, it seems as if it's only government who is willing to take this responsibility.
And women who raise their sons are unable to connect with their sons. So communication in the home is a problem. That is another second aspect. But you also have sex. HIV, KwaZulu-Natal leads the country, and they have been the lead province ever since 1997, and they are still in the lead. They still have the highest prevalence. So when you look at 1997 to 2020, and you still have your 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-olds who are having unprotected sex, begins to say to us that some of our campaigns are actually not reaching the targeted audience.
It is key that also as men, as fathers, and also as women, then we also engage, in the life of the journey of our children. That's part of the mentoring. As one of the problems, the YOLO problem, where we empower our young boys, and also our young girls, for them to be resilient. I think that is key. Then, hence, one of the issues, the men championing change. That's where we are now as men. But also, it also tells about us, once our mindset is changed, then we'll be able to protect and also to address the ills in our communities.
Let us welcome the Deputy President and his entourage by clapping hands. Thank you very much. You may be seated.
Tabanurme men's movement. Tabanurme is a vendor expression for Let Us Stand Together. And we launched in 2015, and we placed this program in the office of the presidency, specifically the deputy president. So it was launched by the current president in 2015, and we have 4 main pillars with this program. The first pillar, which is speech to men's parliament, was to institutionalize organizations working with men and boys, and by that we meant that we need to organize as organizations, because if you look at the data, the stats around femicide, we just spoke about them at the plenary, we are seeing that they're actually on the rise. And part of the reason, Deputy President, is not that work is not being done, but the challenge has been that we're working in silos. And also I think as government, through the district development model, we've appreciated that our lack of integration of our processes is having an impact on the kind of outcomes that we should be having, because we are doing a lot of work, but because we are not coordinated, we are not coherent, we find ourselves not having the adequate response. So when we say that institutionalize men working with organizations working with men and boys, we identified the Men's Parliament Speaker as a program that will bring us together, because fortunately with Parliament, it's a public office, it hosts all of us equally. And after viewing several options, we identified Parliament as a platform that can bring us together. And the second pillar was on the Men's Charter. The Men's Charter is what informs our engagements, so that ultimately, as we engage from ward, from streets, but in districts, locals, as well as in provinces and national, we ultimately come up with a clear document that guides the psychosocial response of men of South Africa on why we are mobilizing as a country. And of course, the third pillar is 365 days program of action that speaks to the work that we are doing on a daily basis, not just 16 days of activism, which are going to be launching on the 25th until the 10th December, but of 25th of November, but we speak to daily work that needs to be done to respond. And last but not least is acknowledging men in terms of just awarding of men and acknowledging men who are social developers and investors in building society.
Our fellow men, starting with the Deputy President today, I'm feeling high, so let me pass everything through him. Deputy President, the women of South Africa are tired. The women of South Africa are tired. The charter says to us, South Africa belongs to all who live in it, united in our diversity. Right now, you are squeezing us out of this country. We can no longer go to the malls without fear the bathroom. Because of the long passage of the mall, you must even ask for a lady, so you just are in a group to go to the toilet. We can no longer go to the parks. We can no longer walk in the streets of South Africa. We can no longer even live in our own homes. We can no longer enjoy that relationship where somebody promised and said, I love you. The love becomes hate in a split second. And therefore, South African women have no country unless South African men take the responsibility. I'm not going to read that state. We know that the numbers and the prevalence of rape are going up. We know that femicide has become an order of the day, and it cannot be that as a country, every single time we must be the leaders in something. The leaders of the prevalence of the highest HIV positive people in the world. We now the leaders of the people that abuse alcohol. The leaders of children with fetal alcohol syndrome. The leaders now of gender-based violence. Yes, it's an international problem, but the statistics has proven that South African men are very violent. So we're convening and we are saying to yourself, we can't and we can no longer fight the fight alone. We have marched, we have spoken, we have cried, we have screamed. There is nothing that we have not done. And hence for us at the Department of Social Development, this 16 days is dedicated to men. I promise them I'll deliver this word of hope to you, and I have just done that. And thank you.
Thank you very much for 15 minutes. Nice to
I've never seen in this country, since the advent of democracy, the way men were mobilized like we have done. Men must stand up and do what is right. But I see volunteers here. You've given yourself to this task. You are ready to stand up. Let's move house to house. Let's speak about this. Let's report incidents. Abantu abarebayo, umasibona umntwana omncane akhulele, you must worry us who did this thing. And you must be one of those who will stand up and find out and get that person arrested. There is no cover-up. Angeke siprotect umuntu owenzile wrong. Let us stand up and build a society that we can look back and be proud of. A society where our children can grow in peace, safe. A society where our women can live and be happy. Let's protect our society, let's protect our communities. And I'm sure with our efforts combined collectively, we can turn this tide. And I believe we can do it. Thank you very much. Thank you.